Ciao besties, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Viviana, I'm a brand designer, and today I might want to do something a little controversial. I'm in the mood for that. As you have probably seen from the title, today we are redesigning Pepsi. Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of you have seen that Pepsi has decided to rebrand. Starting from fall 2023, the new branding is gonna be all over the world, and I am honestly baffled. I absolutely hate this rebranding. I know that this might not be everyone's opinion because I've looked around, I've seen some reactions from other designers, and a lot of people seem to love it, which makes me even more insane because it's like, why? But we're gonna get into the reasons why I really do not like this branding later in the video. But first of all, I wanted to do a little disclaimer because for some reason people get super worked up about rebrandings. So I wanted to say that everything that I'm gonna do, say, or design is gonna come from my own opinion and it's gonna be made in my own style. So of course, I'm not saying that what I'm doing should be the real branding, nothing like that. We're just having fun. I'm just a silly designer doing silly design on my silly graphic design channel. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that deep, you guys. But this of course doesn't mean that we're gonna do something completely different that doesn't really feel like Pepsi just because it's my style. I'm gonna try to do a mix between something that I like that I would do in my own design projects and something that feels close to what Pepsi actually is, you know? But anyway, why am I making this rebranding in the first place? What is so wrong about the new branding? Well, let me tell you. All right, so let's analyze together the new branding. This is the new logo, these are the new cans, and I really do not like this. I understand where they're coming from and why they've decided to go about this way. They had an idea of what they wanted to do. They're trying to go back to their roots and go back to the old logo as it used to be, while also trying to keep it modern, which, you know, makes sense, and this is actually what we are gonna do. But I think that the concept maybe was there, it just wasn't executed well. You cannot tell me that this is like some outstanding, groundbreaking branding that needed to be changed. Like, how is this better than what it used to be? I just don't get it. But in order to talk about this, I think we should go back to revisit the logo history of Pepsi. Let's see exactly what are the references. So this is the rough history of the evolution of the logo throughout the years. At the beginning, the Pepsi Cola logo was completely different, and of course it's very reminiscent of Coca-Cola and generally the kind of style that was popular in those years. I am personally a huge fan of the 1950 to 1962 logo. I think it's beautiful. I feel like it gives a different vibe from Coca-Cola. But let's move on to the other years because, you know, that it's when Pepsi kind of established their identity, which is now very different from Coca-Cola. Of course, this is good for competition because Pepsi has completely changed the way that people saw them. I get why they had to change their identity at that time. So starting from the 60s, we completely shift the basically voice of the brand, and at that time the brand becomes like something very linear, pretty masculine. Like Pepsi has always struck me as a really masculine brand. Maybe that's why I didn't really love it. As we're seeing, the logo pretty much stayed the same up until 2008 with a few changes, but you know, the vibe was still there. I don't really mind the 1969 to 1971 logo. Even like throughout the 90s, I feel like the one from 1991 to 1996, I think that it's kind of good. I feel like the type had enough personality to be impactful. But then we move on to the early 2000s, and Pepsi, just like any other brand, was a victim of Y2K and the 3D design and all of that, which I hate. Like, this is probably the worst thing that has ever happened to design. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Like, the logo mark looks like a lollipop. But even if I don't like it, I can accept it because this is probably the first logo that comes to my mind when I think about Pepsi. But then we move on to 2008. This is a big change considering like the evolution of the logo throughout the years. I've done some research and I've seen that people really did not respond well to this new branding, and this is considered like one of the worst rebrandings of all time, which I don't really agree with. I don't know about you guys, but I liked it. I love the new logo mark because I feel like it added like some personality to it. I know that there's like that whole controversy about the $1 million document and all of that. If you don't know about this, go and look it up. It is funny and ridiculous, but we are not gonna talk about it. Those like 3 lines like that don't really give me anything. Well, in this case, this movement, it gives me a little bit more. One thing that I do appreciate about this branding is that it doesn't feel too masculine to me. I don't know why. As I said, the entire Pepsi identity just gives me that vibe, which I don't really enjoy. But the 2008 rebranding just kind of took that away. Now it has like a modern, like clean look. And then there's the new logo. I completely understand where they're coming from with this new branding. This is totally like taking inspiration from the logos that they used throughout the 70s and the 80s. But oh my god, the first question that I have is why? I honestly don't think that the old branding was outdated yet, so I don't understand like why they needed to change it, but I would have understood it if this new branding brought something to the table, and I feel like it's not doing that. First of all, one of the things that is upsetting me the most, they changed the blue. That shade of blue was so cute. Like, it's not like a navy masculine blue, it was like a more, I don't know, just maybe a little aqua blue. Just the fact that they changed that, it's so upsetting to me. Like, even in the cans, like the cans do not look good. Then we have the black. They have started using black again in the logo, which hasn't happened since the 60s. What? And then let's focus on the type, because you know it's my specialty. This custom type might be even cool because you know we have the P, the S, and the I. They're all just doing that. But why is this Pepsi? I don't get it. The I is hideous. I understand wanting a bold type because you know this is how it used to be, it always has been. This is different from anything we've seen. Like, if they honestly used the old type, maybe the one from 87, I would have said okay, like I get it, I get what you're doing. Like, if you want to go back to your roots, do that. I really do not understand this type choice. Even the cans, they're so boring. I mean, they haven't really been that cool and exciting in a while. Even the old branding, the current branding, it has just the logo just slapped on there and nothing else. With this branding, I feel like it works, and with the new branding, it just gives nothing. So as you're seeing, I am pretty upset about this. Even though I just literally made fun of people who do that, I am that person. Yes, I need to stop. After getting all of that out of my system, let's talk about what actually I'm gonna do. So this is a small mood board that I put together with my ideas for the rebranding. As you're seeing from the type inspiration, I want to do something different. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, my specialty is type. What I do is I try to kind of capture the essence of what the brand is into the type. I'm gonna try to do that also with Pepsi. One thing that I love about the branding is those curves that we have in the logo mark, especially the current logo mark. So I kind of want to use a really bold and thick font like the one that they always used to use, and add some curves to it, like add those curves in the logo mark and generally in the aesthetic of the branding, also in the typography. Still keeping it simple, still keeping it easy to read, because as I said, I want to do something that's in my style obviously, but I still want to try to keep it somewhat realistic. So I've made a few sketches on my iPad, kind of a brainstorming of the entire project. When it comes to the colors and the direction, the type has some curves. As for the logo mark, I think I want to do something that is very close to the old, which is actually the current logo mark, but I want to make it more linear and maybe use the curves in the typography to create those curves on the logo mark. One thing that I want to do is really use the curves in the logo mark for the packaging, because I feel like they haven't done that in ages. If you look at the evolution also of the cans, they haven't really used shapes since the 90s. I feel like the 1991 can was so cool after the dark ages, which are the Y2K digital like design. They've gone like completely like minimalistic, but like in a boring way. So as you're seeing from my beautiful sketches, what I want to do on the can is really use these stripes in the logo mark and create something that is captivating like visually while still being very Pepsi. So here we are on Adobe Illustrator finally. I have brought in all the images that we have analyzed, the packaging, the logo, and my sketches. I've also picked out a few fonts that I think we could use for the branding. As I said, I want to do something like quite bold, because you know, even if they change throughout the time, Pepsi has always had like the really bold and stretched out font. So I kind of want to go back there. I'm meeting them halfway. I'm seeing with the new branding that they want to go back to their old roots, but again, as I said, I want to add some curve, and I want to take a risk, because this is exactly what Pepsi with the new branding isn't doing. Like, they're not taking risks anymore. This new branding just feels plain and safe. I'm just going in on these people. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Or am I? The font that looks like it's the most unhinged out of all of these is this one, but it obviously needs some work. So what I'm gonna do is just cleaning it and opening the curves a little bit more because it feels a little bit tight. We want something linear but fun. Okay, so this is the logo. I just cleaned up the letters and made my own custom S because I feel like it works a little bit better. Now let's move on to the logo mark. As you're seeing, I brought in the old logo mark and the sketch that I made. I want to use the curves of the letters to make that shape so that I can create some sort of brand continuity without being too strong, a little bit subtle, but you know, it will make everything look cohesive. Okay, yes, I like this honestly. I feel like it's a good balance between the old logo and the new logo. It works, and I think it will work amazingly on the packaging. So actually, let's move on to that because we know with product-based brands, the packaging is the branding. For the project, we are gonna work on a tall can just because I feel like it's what it's most common now. So I've sourced some die lines for a tall can, so we are not just slapping the logo on the can and not check if it could actually work in real life. I have everything ready here, all the information that I'm gonna put on the can, and I'm gonna try to follow basically the same structure that we already have on the cans. It would have been really fun to have like a kind of Pepsi here with me to kind of look at it, but I didn't find any, and also I cannot drink soda anymore. That's very fun for me. So what I want to do basically is take the logo mark and really just make it go all over the can like I did in my sketches. From what I'm seeing for the old cans, they haven't really done that. These are the three versions of the cans that I'm gonna do. As you know, Pepsi has so many flavors, but you know, the most iconic ones are the regular Pepsi, the Zero Pepsi, and the Diet Pepsi. So this is what I've done, and I feel like the logo works really well in every can, but I especially love the white one. Yeah, we've done this. What do you guys think? Oh, no, wait. No, I have to put everything on mockup and put together an amazing presentation for you. Like I'm pitching this branding to the Pepsi CEO and telling them it's not too late. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But yeah, let me do that and I will be right back. All right, I have put everything on mockups and oh my God, the cans look amazing, but I want to talk anymore. I just want to show you. So let me present you Pepsi in my own style. Okay, so what do you guys think? Please be nice. Honestly, I had so much fun making this project. It is kind of nice to work on something that already has such a big history and identity and try to find a way to combine that identity with my own style. I'm already picturing all the comments on social media. It's gonna be a fun one. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Not just about my branding, but about the rebranding in general, like the actual Pepsi rebranding. Do you like it? Do you hate it? If you enjoyed this video, you can like it to let me know or subscribe to the channel. I make so many videos like this. I create full branding projects from scratch. I talk about my business, how to interact with clients and all of that. So, you know, I would love for you to join this crazy journey that my community and I are on. Of course, you can follow me on all my social media. My main platform is Instagram, so you can definitely find me there, blabbing about my life and my design work on my stories almost every day. And yeah, there's so much else to say. Thank you, Pepsi, for inspiring this video, I guess. In this video, we have rebranded an existing brand. But if you're interested in learning the process of creating a brand from scratch, starting from the strategy, then check out this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in another video next week. Ciao!